So I guess we're narrowing down our Jalen Noel replacement. Per Timberwolves beat writer Darren Wolfson. And if you guys aren't following him, shout out Dunking with Wolves and Darren Wolfson. Both of those. I'm a Timberwolves fan. I was born in St. Louis Park. I grew up between Pryor and Chanhassen till I was 5, and then I moved to suburbs of Orlando. And then when I was 9, I moved to the suburbs of Baltimore, Maryland. So, and then when I was 19, I moved to Kansas, and then now 23, I bought a condo in Miami. So lived all over. But they're looking to get Cameron Payne, as well as point guard Kennedy Chandler, are two guys that we're zoning in on. I think both guys would be great. First off, the Jalen Noel replacement is what I personally think it should be two guys to replace. I think Cameron Payne and Kennedy Chandler could replace not only Jalen Noel, but Jordan McLaughlin. And it's weird. I was a big a fan of Jordan McLaughlin when we originally signed him to that 2-year deal, but it hasn't aged well. And he just wasn't that great for us. So I want to hear your thoughts. Do you want to sign both the guys or just one? Let me hear your thoughts. And Cameron Payne was waived by the San Antonio Spurs a week ago. So that's how he became a free agent. And if you guys don't remember, I believe Jordan McLaughlin I think his deal was with Gerson Rosas. And yes, I think it was with Gerson Rosas, who Jordan McLaughlin signed like this 2 or 3 year deal. I remember when he had signed that deal, same thing, Jared Vanderbilt and Jalen Noel all signed deals around the same time. And supposedly, they were all butthurt that Gerson Rosas got them to sign cheap, something along that. And for me, McLaughlin, when we first got him, I thought he was going to be way better, but every single season he's played less minutes. So for me, I think we should move on. Like, McLaughlin's best season, arguably, statistically, was his first season and then his second season. I have not been the biggest, like, as more and more time has passed, not the biggest McLaughlin fan, if I'm going to be, like, honest. So for me, he was kind of fun when we first got him. He's already 27 and he's been in the league for 4 years. He's able to create some space and like kind of pass, but like he struggles against stronger guards. He's like a little bit turnover prone, in my opinion. I don't necessarily like that. You know, he dishes the ball well, but his shooting splits have gotten every single season worse. So when I look at a guy like Cam Payne, what is Cam Payne going to bring us? First of all, I think we should bring Cam Payne in, be a perfect backup for, Mr. Mike Conley. And he was the guy drafted 14th overall in the first round. And for me at this point, he's a guy who comes in, does, we're not going to sit here and be like, oh, he's going to be revolutionary. No, that we'd be lying to you. But Cameron Payne's definitely a guy who can come in, get a little wiggle in his game, and score for you as a secondary scorer, but could also be like a guy who can facilitate for you at a decent level. Now, Ty Chandler, he was actually drafted a year ago. All right, Ty Chandler, yes. Ty Chandler was a guy that, like, look, I think it's interesting when you look at him because. Also, am I saying Ty Chandler? Kennedy Chandler. My apology. You know who Ty Chandler is? Kennedy Chandler is... Ty Chandler is the football player, but Kennedy Chandler is the basketball player. And I don't know. It was... When we look back at that 22 draft, dude, this guy was one of the highest paid second round picks of all time, and they waived him same year. So I was very, very curious to see that. And I don't know. There was definitely ways to imagine. Like, I really thought Kennedy Chandler, like, I wasn't the highest on him, but I definitely think he was a top 40 recruit. And for me, I thought he was a tough guy who had the right stuff. He makes good decisions, lightning fast, good defensive game. and I think he was going to be like a high-end backup, maybe a low-end starter, but his floor is a guy who he can pressure the rim and score, but he's not the best pull-up shooter, and he's more of a role player, okay? And his skill's very similar to Sharif Cooper. I think he's like a better defensive version of Sharif Cooper. What are your thoughts?